Hey, Mark from Sound Matters here. Hope you're all doing well. Today is a good day because we've got vinyl in the mail. My first subscription package to VMP just showed up today. It's the VMP Essentials package. I'm going to unbox this with you today, go through the subscription, and we're going to find out what a subscription to VMP is all about. I think any day that we get vinyl in the mail is a good day by any accounts. So without further ado, let's get into the review. So VMP, or Vinyl Me Please, as they have been known, is a record subscription service. And so if you haven't heard of them before, you know, they're one of the biggest ones out there. And it's all about celebrating the album as an art form, which is something that's really near and dear to my heart, really ties in with what we do here at Sound Matters. And, you know, you can see that just in terms of the message they've got on their homepage here. You know, every great album has a story. And that couldn't be more true, and you know, I'm excited to get into the subscription service just based on that. You know, that really gets me excited straight away. That love for the album as an art form is really important to me and to Sound Matters. So that's great. You know, they take their care over the curation and the pressing process, and you know, from what I've heard, they try to go back to the original mastering tapes where possible. So you know, or at least the best source you can get, and that's really important from a mastering perspective. And as a Sound Matters subscriber, you'll know, and we talk about that you know, the source, the mastering source is really important, and that mastering process is so critical to getting a great pressing and a great record. So at the heart of it, it's, you know, curated and pressed by people who care, and that's really the crux of what they're about. So what do you get when you sign up to VMP? Well, you get one record per month at $33 a month, or starting at that price, and you're in the driving seat in terms of what you get. So you can choose between 4 different categories. So there's the classics, which is the best of the souls, blues and jazz, and then there's the essentials range, which covers more of your kind of pop and rock stuff, but a broader range of categories as well within the essentials range, and that's the most popular, and that's the one we're going to go through today. And then you've got a hip-hop version and a country version as well. So it covers a broad range of what you could want from a record subscription service, and there's plenty of genre, plenty of stuff to explore. You know, if you want to explore more soul and jazz and blues stuff, so you want to get more into that, this would be a great way for you to be introduced to a category. If you want to get more into hip hop, if you want to, you know, really explore a specific genre, you can get into that. And then of course there's the stuff that's going to have more of a broad commercial appeal in terms of the essential stuff. So some great choices there. This is a sneak peek of what's coming up next month, so you get an idea of what's coming before it arrives. And the way that it works is, essentially you pick one of these categories, and you can choose then your term. So the longer you subscribe for, of course, the cheaper it gets per month, down to that kind of $33 per month range. So on announcement day, you'll get an email telling you what the next record is, and if you're not into what they've selected, then no big deal. You can simply swap it for something else, or you know, pick another record that you know you're going to love. So you're in the driving seat. If you don't like this selection for that particular month, then you're not stuck with it. You can swap it very, very easily. So essentially then that arrives on your door and you're ready to start exploring more music. So if we just go straight into the unboxing of the essential range that's turned up here today, we'll get a flavour for what happens when it turns up at your door. Right, so here's our VMP Essentials subscription box. This is the May edition, and we're going to unbox it and see what's inside. So nicely packaged, nice and secure, with the VMP logo on here. Very nice. We're just going to take the knife here and gently pull that open. And immediately you're greeted by this slogan here, "Lost Sounds Found," which is a nice sentiment. I like that. So here it is. Here's the Essentials package for May by VMP, and the album is Psychic by Darkside. I don't know a whole ton about this group. It's new to me, but that's the joy of a record subscription service, is that you're going to discover new stuff, and is partly the whole point, I think, in many regards, is that curation element, is that you're going to learn and discover about new music, you're going to expand your horizons, and that's part of what the joy of music should be and the joy of record collecting should be. But if I jump over to their website, I can see here that Psychic is a groundbreaking debut album from the electronic music duo Darkside, Nicholas Jarre and Dave Harrington. And we have it on exclusive 2LP crystal ball vinyl, which sounds exciting. You see this colour over here. I'm excited to see what that looks like in the flesh. So one thing I do see here is that, yeah, we've got basically a summary of what is on what this record is all about. So it's pressed on exclusive 2LP crystal ball vinyl. The lacquers, interestingly, are cut by Barry Grint at Alchemy Mastering at Air. So Barry has been interviewed by Sound Matters, so we know Barry pretty well, actually. I know Barry, and he is a fantastic mastering engineer, so you know that the care has been taken over the choice of who is going to cut this record. It's being cut at a world-class studio here in Air in London, and so that's exciting to me because Barry does good work, and I have high hopes for the quality of the mastering and the pressing of this record off the back of that. That's really good to see. We've got liner notes booklet in here as well, and we've got an exclusive art print, which is exciting as well. That's all part of what you get in the VMP Essentials range. A bit of a bonus that I wasn't expecting is actually this sticker here, which if you take a look, you can probably see the design of it. Now, even more interesting is that this sticker, it says here, was designed by a VMP member, and it gives the name here. And you can essentially submit your designs to VMP for a chance to win store credits, and there's a bit of a competition that goes on there as well. So all part of the community vibe of it, and I think kind of recreating the kind of vibe of a record store and sharing with other fellow music enthusiasts. I think that's a really cool touch. So yeah, really, really nice. It's a nice quality sticker as well, really, really well made. So that's it. That is what is visible to us from the outside. But I'm just going to pause it here before we then open the record itself. So this is what we have. We've opened up the record, and there's this insert here which gives us some overview of the album and just tells us the story behind what we're about to listen to, which is a nice touch. I'll read that in my own time. Then there's the record itself. Really nice print. Kind of has this, I don't know how you describe it, but it has a slight kind of sheen, metallic-y kind of finish to it. Kind of catches the light. Really nice. And you can see the text in there in the album cover, Psychic, which is lovely. Really like that. On the rear, yeah, lovely artwork. Just one of the I mean, obviously, the artwork behind vinyl records is just such a big part of the whole experience of vinyl. So anything that is going to be released by VMP, I think, the artwork's going to be an important factor of that. Now, underneath here, we have another piece of paper, which I assume is our art print. Yeah, so this art here that's been submitted as part of there's a nice art print, which I like. So that's the sort of thing that I could put in a frame, put up in my record den here, and yeah, that's a nice little touch. So we get this custom art print that comes with it. So all part of the experience of the subscription, of course. So I'm just going to pop that to one side where it's safe, so it doesn't get creased, because I may want to try and frame that. As I said, it's really lovely. And let's open the record itself. Great, so 2 record sleeves, because this is a double LP, of course, and this is our booklet. So there's a booklet that they said came with it. This is the booklet, so we can go through and read about the project. So really makes it feel like an experience. It's not just about, we all love sitting down and reading the liner notes of records, but this just takes it one step further. So you get to read much, much more about what you're listening to. So you can, sit down, you can cue up your stylus, you can drop the needle on the record, sit back with a nice beverage of your choice, and enjoy reading through that as you listen to it. That's really nice as well. So again, we're going to put that somewhere safe. And now the fun bit. So this is a splattered kind of coloured vinyl, I believe, from what they were saying. So it's definitely a coloured vinyl anyway. I just want to have a little peek at what that looks like. And that is really beautiful marble effect, isn't it? Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. So, album as an art form, it really is taking it. It's not just about, you know, the music that's on the disc, but it's also the whole package, the whole art form. So the record from start to finish, from a musical perspective, is art, but the whole album cover, right down to the disc and all of this kind of, you know, coloured pressing stuff, is all part of that artwork. So really getting to the crux of what VMP are about in terms of, you know, preserving that artwork for future generations to enjoy. So let's just take a look at the second one, see how it varies. You know, these are going to vary ever so slightly, and, you know, the beautiful thing about these marble effects in that way is that each one's going to be slightly different, so that adds a little bit of almost exclusivity in a kind of way as well. So absolutely stunning. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so really look forward to seeing what that sounds like. I know obviously coloured vinyl can have an element of people say that it doesn't sound as good as black vinyl, but, you know, in my experience these days, actually the quality is pretty damn good with coloured vinyl. We did an interview with Gotta Groove Records about this in the past, and, you know, the coloured vinyl these days, I think the quality is pretty good in my experience. But yeah, all part of the art form, and, you know, it's the whole package, isn't it? So you've got to consider that as the whole thing. But that is an absolutely lovely package, and I can't wait to get it on the turntable and give it a spin. So let's do that now, shall we? So what did I think of the music itself? Psychic is a genre-defying mind-bender that successfully blends the unlikely bedfellows of ambient, electronica and psychedelia with traditional blues, jazz and rock. It's the most exciting album I've heard in years, with distinct echoes of Pink Floyd and Radiohead combined with flavours of ambient greats such as Brian Eno and Gigi Missin. Blending the hypnotic and glitchy textures of synths, sequences and programmed drums with organic instruments is something that is decidedly difficult to achieve, yet on Psychic the organic textures act like a glue that binds and focuses the more chaotic spontaneity of the album's electronic elements. Listening to Psychic is a journey best enjoyed in an atmospherically lit room. Close your eyes and embrace as this thickly layered, performance-driven album transports you into the stratosphere. So there you go, there was my little elevator pitch on the music itself. I really enjoyed the whole album, and I'm really happy to have been introduced to that. That's the joy of joining up to a record club, you know. Fantastic sounding record from start to finish. But what about the record pressing quality? Well, I have to say that was flawless as well. Great work in terms of the cutting by Barry over at Air Studios, always does fantastic work, and the record manufacturing itself was flawless as well. You know, all too often with new vinyl we see issues such as off-center pressings or non-fill issues in terms of the actual pressing, and other issues such as warping or, you know, little glitches on the record surface, and those things that kind of plague the whole manufacturing process sometimes, unfortunately, in you know, anything that's a physically made product. And quality control is really important here, and I can see that Vinyl We Please really take care over this, because this was a flawless pressing. No off-center elements, no non-fill, none of those issues that you'd be frightened to have in terms of a new record. It really was a superbly manufactured piece of music on vinyl, which is absolutely fantastic to see. So just to conclude then, and full disclosure, you know, Vinyl We Please, or VMP, did send me this subscription box to review, but as always on Sound Matters, my thoughts and my views on any product remain my own. So, you know, I do have to say this has been one of the most exceptional vinyl record subscription service experiences that I've ever had. You know, I think it's plain to see, and it speaks for itself in terms of what you've seen here on this video about the whole presentation of it. You know, it's really superbly put together. It's a lovely package that you can look forward to month in, month out, you know, and exploring new music and learning about new acts, getting to dip your toe into something else and keep expanding your musical horizon, which is what this is all about. You know, the pressing quality was absolutely superb. I really enjoyed going through the booklet whilst I was listening to the record as well. You know, managed to pour myself a nice cup of tea, sit back, relax, learn about this new act that I was discovering, and really lose myself in the whole experience. And, you know, it's rare that everything comes together in that way. Clearly a lot of thought goes into this, and I would say this is the premier record subscription service out there if you're looking for one to join. And so, you know, that pretty much concludes everything I've got to say about this. Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Let us know if you've subscribed to VMP. Let us know what your experience was like. Did you have a great experience? You know, what were your thoughts? What did you think of the whole thing? Did you like it? Did you not like it? You know, we want to hear from you. So let us know in the comments below, and we will see you in the next video.